Good day, my dear 7th class students. I am very happy today to teach you one of the a lesson related to one of the most prestigious persons of India, one of the most famous scientists of India. His name is C.V. Raman. He is from Tamil Nadu. This lesson is in Unit 2 of your English textbook as part of reading. Now, in this lesson, I will first teach you this, and there are two other sections, and I will move on to that at a later point of time. Before I get into the lesson, so far we have recorded close to 150 videos covering various subjects from UKG all the way to 9th class. So I hope you are watching them. 7th class students, we have some videos in English, mathematics and other subjects. I want you to watch them along with the textbooks. If you don't have the textbooks, tell your parents to buy them or get from your friends. So it is important that you have the textbooks. Now, let me talk about this particular lesson, C.V. Raman. And in the first page of this lesson, we have several scientists' photos here. You can see all the photos. There are about 6 photos of scientists who have made great contribution to the scientific world and also to the community. Now, my lesson plan for this lesson is, first I want to teach this lesson, then as part of the second, that is the part 1. In part 2, we can go through the exercises after the lesson. Of course, prior to that, you have to read the lesson number of times. It is a Sujana's practice that every student read the lesson on a total number of 7 times. You have to read 7 times, 2 or 3 with the teacher, and about 3 or 4 of them individually. When I say reading, I want you to understand each and every sentence completely. If you are moving to next sentence, that means it is understood that you understand the previous sentence. Once you know the meaning of sentence by sentence, you can answer any question about the particular lesson. So you have to read 7 times. Now this lesson, like I mentioned, is about a simple scientist that he made a lot of contribution to the scientific world. He is born in Tamil Nadu. His name is C.V. Raman. It was stated that the total lab cost of the equipment in his lab is around 200 rupees. Guess what? With 200 rupees, highly motivated person working in an administrative position, now nothing to do with the science, but this gentleman is very much interested in science. So beyond his working hours, that means after completing his work, which he was doing at the request of his parents, or when parents, because of the financial situation, maybe they told him to take up an administrative job, but his mind is in science. So even though he was doing an administrative job, in the evenings he was conducting the experiments in science. and he is very much interested in music, the sound and light. He has discovered what is called the Raman effect. We will know that in 2 minutes. Prior to that, I want to tell you, he is the first Indian to get Nobel Prize. An Indian who studied in India, lived in India, and worked in India. He is the special first Indian person who got that Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize, there are several people today. I think there are about 904 Nobel Prizes were given, and it is a big cash prize. And also, Nobel Prize is the most prestigious award in the whole world. Somebody got Nobel Prize means it means a lot, you know. So he is one Indian, first Indian who got the Nobel Prize. I want to tell you, there is a scientist, Swedish, I think it's Swedish scientist. His name is Alfred Nobel. He invented dynamite. You know the dynamite that people use it for. Initially, they started using it for, quarrying, QUARRYING. The product invented is dynamite, DYNAMITE. This is an explosive. అంటే ప్రేరణ ఉందన్నమాట. ప్రేరణ పేలుతుంది. You can see when you want to quarry stone, you have a big mountain, you want to quarry and you want to get big rocks. So you drill a hole and put the dynamite and then light it. So the stone cracks. That's part for he has invented. He has invented several chemicals. Out of that, the most famous one is the dynamite. It so happened that he earned so much money by selling the dynamite, and after some time he realized that people started using this dynamite not for convenience, one fighting against other, one country fighting against the other. So he was very upset. That's what I was told. That's what I studied, saying that he was so upset. His invention resulted in destruction of the humanity. Destruction. 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 Destruction of, not construction. Destruction of humanity. So that when people started using it in the wars, one killing the other, so he was upset. Oh my God, why did I do this? నేను కనిపెట్టిన పదార్థం అందరికీ ఉపయోగపడుతుందని నేను కనిపెడితే ఈ పదార్థం మానవ జాతిని నాశనం చేయడానికి ఉపయోగపడుతుందా అని బాధపడ్డాడు. బాధపడి ఏం చేశాడు? He has so much money. What did he do? He organized what is called a Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize is basically in arts, peace, P-E-A-C-E, peace, art, literature, like that. He has selected certain fields which will help the mankind to be a better place on the earth, which is not a hell, not a living hell. So he organized these prizes for the people who excel in the fields of peace, art, and other areas. There are several areas. In India, we have about 13 people who got this Nobel Prize. The other person that comes to mind is our Rabindranath Tagore for his book Gitanjali. So that is art. So Here Raman effect is a scientist. He found, I will talk about that what he found in few minutes. So he got that prize. It is in some millions and millions of rupees, lot of money, and more than that, it is one of the most, not one of the, it is the most prestigious award in the world, So that's how this Alfred Nobel utilized all the money he earned. He wanted to give it back to the society. So he organized this organization, and that Nobel Prize was given every year, I believe it is every year, to the people who contributed to the peace of the mankind. Okay? With that introduction, let me move on. So, my dear friends, I think I already showed these pictures of 6 scientists here. You majority of them you know, and here if they say, can you name these scientists? You look at, you have Abdul Kalam, C.V. Raman, Einstein, Isaac Newton, Ramanujan and all that. Tell your class what you know about them. You tell your class, each one maybe you want to pick up one scientist and tell about that person to the rest of the class. The scientists, special people, how? Scientists are, they are all ordinary people, but they became special because of their inventions, their contribution to the scientific world, contribution to the world, the contributions to the humanity. So that's how they become special. Otherwise, nobody is born as a scientist or an engineer or a doctor. They are all normal, ordinary people, but they became special because of their inventions, what the new things that they found. Then, do you want to become a scientist? Why? You want to become a scientist? It's up to you. Now you tell me, you want to be a scientist or not? Then, how many of them received the Nobel Prize? In this list, again, we have somebody, I will give this as an assignment. Go to internet, Google, find out who are all the Nobel Prize receivers. The persons who received the Nobel prizes, they are called Nobel laureates. Laureates. If you go to our library, laureate, yeah. I think that is the spelling, okay? So, Nobel laureate. If you look at our Sujna, Granthalayan, Vijnana Sarovar, in that you see, as we enter, you see the Nobel laureates. So there, I think I told you already, Gitanjali is the book written by Rabindranath Tagore, and he received an award for that. Like that, there are 5 Indian, there are actually 13 Indians who received the Nobel Prizes, but 5 of them are really born here, lived here. Okay. Now, who was the first Indian scientist that received the Nobel Prize? Of course, that is C.V. Raman. Talk about him as his father and his field of science. Now, I am going to the page number 24. You can see Sir C.V. Raman's photo here and him conducting the experiment along with the student. You can see how simple he is, how flexible he is with the student. He did not put the students at a distance. They are all together. So that's how he inculcated or he created interest in science and also improved their interest in knowing the facts about science. That's what this is for us. Okay. Now let me read this. Very interesting. Okay. I am looking at page 24. A. Reading. Read the following passage and answer the questions that follow. Read the following passage and answer the questions that follow. Okay, we can do that. Once again, I told you, it's a Suzuna's practice that we have to read the lesson 7 times, out of which 2 or 3 times by the teacher or along with the teacher and 3 or 4 times by you. And every time you read a sentence, you need to know a complete meaning. Then he said, then you don't have to remember anything. Like Mother Teresa says, if you are telling the truth, if you remember the truth, you don't have to remember. I'm sorry. If you know the truth, if you are telling the truth, you don't have to remember. Just similarly, if you understand the lesson very well, you don't have to remember anything. You have to understand. Of course, by repeated reading, automatically you can remember. Okay. Now, read the following. Okay. On the busy Bow Bazaar Street in Calcutta, there was an old building. So that's the Bow Bazaar Street in Calcutta. It was the headquarters of the Indian Association for Civil Science. Cultivation of Science. It is the headquarters. See, Indian Association for Cultivation of Science, it is an organization. It has several branches, but this is the headquarters. Calcutta, in the Bow Bazaar Street, the building what was there is the headquarters. Now, in December, on a fine evening in 1927, there was much excitement in one of its laboratories. Chala excitement undada. Chala anundam, excitement. Chandrasekhar Venkataraman, C.V. Raman. His full name is Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman. Was showing a visitor some of his instructions when a young man, K.S. Krishna, rushed in and announced, Professor Compton has won the Nobel Prize. He said, see, so what happened on December, on a fine evening, there was a visitor, and visitor C.V. Raman is showing the laboratory. At that time, K.S. Krishna rushed, a young man, one of his students, rushed and said, Professor Compton has won the Nobel Prize. Professor Compton is another scientist who won the Compton Prize for his Compton effect. Raman was equally delighted. Raman kuda chala anandinchadu. Excellent news, he said, smiling at the visitor, and then he was lost in thought. Excellent cheppi, then he got on to the experiment started. But look here, Krishna, he said, turning to the young man, Krishna Tanadata, if this Compton effect is true of X-rays, then it must be true for light too. The Compton effect X-rays ki nijamaite, light kuda kada light kuda chestnut. So that's what he said. A few years earlier, A.H. Compton has shown the nature of X-rays changes when it passes through matter. The X-rays matter ద్వారా వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు దానికి నేచర్ మారుతుందని ప్రూవ్ చేశాడు. The change was dependent on the kind of matter, how it goes. matter బట్టి అవి changes వస్తాయి. This effect was called the Compton effect. Now you know X-ray, when you are to take an X-ray of your chest, it goes to the flesh, it goes to the bones, it goes to the other parts of the body, but it will have different effect, but by going through different substances. So the Compton effect basically says when X-rays go through any matter, its properties change depending on the material through which the X-rays are going. Okay. Could light also change its nature when passed through the transparent medium? That is the question he has. When somebody got it, okay, he got the award or Nobel Prize based on the X-rays. Now, Raman is asking, how about light rays? That's what he says. Transparent medium. Transparent medium, opaque and all that. Opaque means the light rays, if they cannot go through that medium, then the material is called opaque. Like for example, if you take wood or concrete, the light will not go through that. Whereas transparent glass, it will go through that glass. Okay, here. For 5 years, that was, Could light also change its nature when passed through the transparent medium? That was the question that Raman asked himself. తనను తాను అనుకున్నాడు, మరి ఎక్స్రేస్ డిఫరెంట్ సబ్స్టెన్సెస్లో వెళ్ళినప్పుడు అవి ప్రాపర్టీస్ మారిపోతాయి, మరి అయితే లైట్ కూడా మారుతుంది కదా అని క్వశ్చన్ ఇన్ ది బ్యాక్ ఆఫ్ మై మైండ్ ఆయనలో ఉన్నాయి. And for 5 years he had been doing research in optics, the science of light. Science of light, లైట్లో నేను అన్నాను కదా, లైట్ కూడా డిఫరెంట్ సబ్స్టెన్స్ వెళ్ళినప్పుడు దాని ప్రాపర్టీస్ మారాలి కదా, అంతని he was doing research for 5 years. No sophisticated equipment was available. దాని దగ్గర ఖరీదైన ఎక్విప్మెంట్ ఏమీ లేదు in his laboratory. But Raman was confident that he could find the answer with some modification in his equipment. తను ఏమంటున్నాడు, ఈ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేయడానికి తన దగ్గర సొఫిస్టికేటెడ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ లేకపోయినా ఉన్న ఎక్విప్మెంట్ అదే వాటిని మార్చి ఐ షుడ్ ఏబుల్ టు ఫైండ్ ది ఎఫెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ సౌండ్ when it goes through different materials. That's what he did. 4 months later, on March 16, 1928, Raman announced his discovery of new radiation and describing the behavior of a beam of light passing through a liquid chemical. And that's what he found. He was curious if X-rays change properties, the properties of X-ray change when they pass through material. His question is, how about light? That's what on March 15, 1928, Raman announced his discovery of new radiation controller. Now, here, etc. The world hailed the discovery as the Raman effect. Our discovery name Raman effect and perimeter because it is invented by C.V. Raman. For scientific research in this country, it was a red letter day. It was a red letter in this country. For scientific research learning, it was a red letter day. That was a very, very important day because he is a scientist who found the Raman effect. Raman effect means the effect of effect that is observed when light passes through different media. Okay, his discovery caught the attention of the world. Oh my God, this guy, some short guy from India, he found very, very, very notable invention, bomb and another, with equipment worth hardly rupees 200, and there was equipment 200 and limited facilities. Raman was able to make a discovery which won him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. 1930లో రామన్ సివి రామన్ got the first Nobel Prize in the field of physics. Raman was born on November 7, 1888 at Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. You know this. His father was a college physics teacher. His father was a college physics teacher. He was a brilliant student right from the start. Raman is a brilliant student right from the start. When Raman passed his matriculation, his parents were keen to send him abroad for higher studies. Higher studies to పంపించామని abroad అంటే ఇతర దేశాలు పంపించామని parents were very keen. But on his medical ground, a British surgeon advised them against it, and Raman stayed in the country to do the MA course in Presidency College in Madras, which is called Chennai. Okay. When Raman was graduated, or when he passed the matriculation examination, his parents said it is not there. His father is a physics teacher, right? So he has an intention to send Raman to abroad for higher studies. But a British surgeon told that it is not good for his Raman's health. So they stopped. Hence, what happened? Raman started his studies, continued his studies in Presidency College in Madras. In Madras, Presidency College is one of the very famous, very prestigious colleges. Science had already made an impression on him and began to write research papers for science journals and పుస్తకాలు పీరియాడిక్గా పబ్లిష్ ఆ పుస్తకాల్లో ఈయన 20 పేపర్లు పంపించాడు. When he was only 19, he became a member of the Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. At the age of 19, he became a member of the Indian Association for Cultivation of Sciences. Meanwhile, respecting his parents' wishes, he took up an administrative job in the finance ministry in Calcutta. తల్లిదండ్రుల సలహా ప్రకారం అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ జాబ్ తీసుకున్నాడు. అక్కడ ఫైనాన్స్ మినిస్టర్ తీసుకున్నాడు. బట్ ఈజ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ సైన్స్. హౌవర్ డిడ్ నాట్ ఫ్లాగ్. అది ఈ సైన్స్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ జాబ్ చేస్తున్నప్పటికీ సైన్స్లో అతనికి ఉన్నటువంటి ఇంట్రెస్ట్ వదలదట. He used to spend his hours after office in the lab of the association working throughout the night. ఆ రాత్రంతా ఆ ఆఫీసర్ కల్టివేషన్ చేయాల ఇండియన్ అసోసియేషన్ ఫర్ కల్టివేషన్ ఆఫ్ సైన్స్ ఆ ఆఫీసర్ రాత్రంతా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేశాడు. త్రూఅవుట్ ది నైట్ చేసేవాడు. ఇన్ హిస్ యూత్ రామన్ వాజ్ మెయిన్లీ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ ఇన్ అకౌస్టిక్స్, ది సైన్స్ ఆఫ్ సౌండ్. అకౌస్టిక్స్ అంటే ACOUSTICS. అకౌస్టిక్స్ అంటే ది సౌండ్ ఆఫ్ ది సైన్స్ ఆఫ్ సౌండ్. దాని ఇంట్రెస్ట్. ఈ స్టడీ హౌ స్ట్రింగ్డ్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్ like the violin and the sitar could produce harmonious music. ఆ సింగిల్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్స్ హార్మోన్స్ ఆహ్లాదకరం చాలా హ్యాపీ ఆనందపరిచే మ్యూజిక్ ఎలా తయారు చేస్తున్నాయని he was interested. He was elected to the Royal Society of London in 1924 and British government made him a knight of the British Empire in 1929. Royal Society of London, you see, fellow of the Royal Society అంటారు. రాయల్ సొసైటీ ఆఫ్ లండన్లో అతను మెంబర్ అవ్వడం చాలా 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 అరుదు. మన ఇండియన్స్లో చాలా తక్కువ మంది, ప్రపంచంలో ఉన్నవారు కూడా చాలా తక్కువ మంది. అంటే ఈయన యొక్క విజ్ఞానం, ఇతని తెలివితేటలు, తర్వాత ఇతని యొక్క పట్టుదల, ఇతని యొక్క సైంటిఫిక్గా ఈయన చేసిన ఇన్వెన్షన్కి వాళ్ళు గ్రహించి ఈ రాయల్ సొసైటీ ఆఫ్ లండన్ ఏమో అతన్ని ఎలక్ట్ చేశారు మెంబర్ జగన్. And the British government made him a knight. Knight అంటే కేవలం నైట్ అంటే ఒక వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పర్సన్. మంచి సూర్యుని కూడా అంటారు. మంచి బలంగా ఉండి సైన్యంలో ఉన్నవాడిని కూడా నైట్ అంటారు. KNIGHT. బట్ హియర్ ఈజ్ లైక్ ఎ నైట్ ఇన్ సైన్స్ అనమాట. ఆల్మోస్ట్ లైక్ దట్. ఓకే, ఇట్ వాజ్ ఏ హై ఆనర్ ఫర్ ఎనీ గ్రేట్ సైంటిస్ట్. అప్పుడు మనం బ్రిటిష్ వారి పరిపాలన ఉన్నాం. అలాంటప్పుడు ఈజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియన్కి రాయల్ సొసైటీ 1924 we did not get the independence yet. అలాగే 1929 we are still slaves to British government. అలాంటప్పుడు కూడా బ్రిటిష్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఇతన్ని రికగ్నైజ్ చేసి ఇతన్ని వాళ్ళ రాయల్ సొసైటీ మెంబర్ చేశారు. ఇట్స్ నాట్ దట్ ఈజీ. సో వీఆర్ ట్రీటెడ్ లైక్ స్లేవ్స్. బట్ ఇక బ్రిటిష్ గవర్నమెంట్ హ్యాస్ రికగ్నైజ్డ్ ది వాల్యూ in C.V. Raman and made him a member of the Royal Society. And also British government made him a knight of the British Empire. Okay, very good. His advice to young scientists, now we are talking about advice, scientists, Malakvaliki. He was to look at the world around them and not to confine themselves to their laboratories. మీరు laboratories confine అయిపోకండి. Look at what is happening outside. That will teach you a lot. That means environment, nature. That will teach you a lot. Laboratories are important, but don't confine yourself to laboratories. You look around and learn from nature. That's what he means. I think the essence of science, he said, is independent thinking and hard work and not equipment. So students, you have to understand this. Independent thinking and hard work, not equipment. మంచి సఫిస్టికేటెడ్ వెరీ ఎక్స్పెన్సివ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ పెట్టినందుకు మాత్రాన నువ్వు విజ్ఞానవంతుడు అయిపోవు. యూ హ్యావ్ టు డూ ది హార్డ్ వర్క్, కమిట్మెంట్, డెడికేషన్. C.V. Raman was the first Indian scholar who studied wholly in India and received the Nobel Prize. ఇండియాలో చదివి నోబెల్ ప్రైజ్ చదివినవాడు ఈ ద ఫస్ట్ ఇండియన్. సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇండియన్స్ దే మైట్ హవ్ స్టడీడ్ హియర్, దెన్ వెంట్ టు అదర్ కంట్రీస్ అండ్ దే గాట్ మోర్ అండ్ మోర్ advanced rewards and all that, they might have gotten Nobel awards. But C.V. Raman is the first Indian scientist who was born here, lived here, got his education here, and got the award. So that's what it means. C.V. Raman was the first Indian scholar who studied wholly in India and received the Nobel Prize. He was the first Asian and the first non-white to win such a great award in science. Non-white. అప్పుడు ఆ రోజుల్లో చాలా మందికి బ్రిటిషర్స్, జర్మన్స్, అమెరికన్స్, there are a lot of scientists who got Nobel prizes. But this is the guy, he is a non-white. Our skin is different. Our skin is not white. So non-white. So he was the first Asian and the first non-white to win such a great award in science. He passed away in 1970 on November 21st. But his memories are with us. His memories are with us. February 28, the day on which he discovered Raman effect, is celebrated as the National Science Day to commemorate his remarkable achievement in science. అంటే తను సాధించిన సైన్స్లో సాధించినటువంటి చాలా అచీవ్మెంట్ దానికి మెమరీ తన డిస్కవరీస్కి దాన్ని గుర్తిస్తూ ఫిబ్రవరి 28th డే డేని రామన్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అని చెప్పి మనం సెలబ్రేట్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ దిస్ వన్, ది హోల్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ అడాప్టెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ సైంటిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా, పబ్లిష్డ్ బై ది చిల్డ్రన్స్ బుక్ అండ్ ట్రస్ట్, న్యూఢిల్లీ వాళ్ళు చిల్డ్రన్స్ బుక్ ట్రస్ట్ అనే దానిలో పబ్లిష్ చేసిన సైంటిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా అనే పుస్తకం నుండి తీసినటువంటి ఎక్సెప్ట్ అంటారు, ESCERPT దాని నుండి తీసింది. సో now here you see the meaning, lost in thought, giving all attention to something. Somebody got the Compton effect, but his attention is on the other side. What experiment he is doing, that's what it is. Transparent means to make it clear. Sophisticated means advanced and capable. Equipment, the things that are needed. So if you want to do an experiment in a laboratory, you need a lot of equipment. That's what he means. Discovery is the process of finding something new, unknown. And the red letter day, very important day. What is the red letter day? The day when he got the Raman effect. Okay? Then he was the world hailed the discovery of Raman effect. But that day was a red letter day. And then surgeon, a doctor who performs the operations and surgery abroad. Abroad means not in this domestic, abroad. He got a foreign country. Black entry decline and stop. Stringed instruments, violin, sitar, mandolin, even stringed instruments. There you have to you see the strings. Harmonious and very pleasant. Knight, a man of high social rank. చెప్పాను మనం హెచ్గా వాడడం ప్రిన్షర్స్ వాడతారు, NIGHT and confined or restricted. So that is the lesson, and it's a very wonderful lesson, very good lesson, very educative, very inspiring. Young members and students, you should know him for his dedication, even though he was doing an administrative job in the ministry of finance, finance ministry చేస్తున్న ఈవినింగ్స్లో ఆ ల్యాబొరేటరీలో వర్క్ చేసేవాడు కలెక్టర్. సో after doing the job, he can go to his home, relax and watch TV or whatever, but he didn't do that. He is so much interested in science, so he wanted to get that. So one day he was explaining the experiments to the student. One student came suddenly rushing and with a great joy that was Compton effect. Compton got the Nobel Prize. Of course, Raman had it, he enjoyed it, he liked it, but immediately his attention was diverted. He was thinking, if Compton effect is the effect that indicates that symbolizes or that says the what kind of changes take place in X-rays when they go through different matter, different materials. So immediately Raman's question in his mind is, if the X-rays experience some change in properties that going through the materials, how about light? That was his question. He heard the very, very happy news that somebody got the award. But his mind is somewhere else. He thought, okay, oh my God, he proved he got a Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize means, that means world has accepted her. Otherwise he won't get her. So Compton effect was accepted and he got a Nobel Prize. My God, that means X-rays, when they go through the matter, they experience some changes in the properties. Then let me try about light. So he found out, after 3 years of research, I think he found out, and that was a red letter day. It's very important today in India, because he is the first Indian scientist who completely, he studied here, worked here, and he is the first Indian to receive the Nobel Prize. I also told you, India is very proud of him, and the day when he found the Raman effect, that day we celebrate as a scientific day. I think that's on February 28th. Okay, so we should be proud of Raman as being an Indian. He brought name and fame to India across the world. Like that, there are several scientists who contributed to the success of this nation, the nation, the greatness of this nation. We are friends. Student, we are a strong nation. We have our roots, our knowledge. Our knowledge is immeasurable. If you think about Jantar Mantar in Delhi, Qutub Minar, like that, several Ajanta Ellora caves, our artistic talent, Taj Mahal, our artistic talent is unimaginable. So we have great scientists. Even today, if you look at, somebody sent me the other day an email or a WhatsApp message saying that who is ruling who. If you look at the top positions in various organizations, if we take, majority of them are Indians. Why? How could it happen? There are ours is still a developing country. There are so many developed nations. In spite of that, there are several organizations in the world now managed by Indian scientists or Indian engineers, Indian administrators. What does it say? Where do we get it? We got in our genes. We are great Indians. We have to feel proud of our heritage. And if you youngsters, if you understand what our heritage is and try to live up to that, you have a great position in this world. Okay, I would request all of you to feel proud of it, proud of India and its inventions, its contribution, and I'm very happy that I had the chance to teach this lesson to you all. So if you in the next part I may try to do some exercise in this, but before prior to that, you have to completely read the lesson 7 times. I read only 1 time here. There are not many difficult words, and you write down all the meanings of the difficult words and read it, understand the lesson. It is not very difficult. It is somebody, Raman is conducting the experiment, somebody came and told about the Compton effect, and Raman thought, okay, why not, if my X-rays have been impacted, when the characteristics of or properties of X-rays, if they change when they pass through the material, how about light? That is the question in C.V. Raman's mind, and thereby he conducted his research and found out the Raman effect, and for which he got the Nobel Prize. He is the first Indian scientist born here, lived here, educated here. He got the award, Nobel Prize, the world's most prestigious award. So we should feel proud of it. That's the end of it. Thank you. I'm happy that while teaching this lesson, I could recollect some of the previous things, and this lesson has given me an opportunity to think about that. Okay, thank you very much. And if you like it, share it with somebody. Thank you very much.